Probably September.
What's your name, brother, first?
My name is Eric Jones.
Eric Jones. Nice to meet you, Mr. Jones.
Nice to meet you too.
Yes, sir. Tell me about this overdose experience that you've been hearing going on in the community and how many lives you saved.
All right. Me, myself, I overdosed and I was saved. So I always said to myself, after someone took the time out to care for me and wait for me and help me out, I said to myself, I would never leave a person when they're in that condition. Well, it was my brother, friend, he had passed me something and he told me that it was hard. So me, my girlfriend, and my uncle, we went to go do the hard. Being that I was taking fentanyl, shooting it and sniffing it for a long time, I had the tolerance for it. So we went down under a bridge out of the community site, and I had took the hit first. When I took the hit, nothing happened to me because I have a tolerance for fentanyl. When I passed it to my girlfriend, she used to always play like, oh, I'm passed out, When she took it, she passed out, but I'm thinking she's playing. So I'm like, baby, stop playing. So my uncle said, man, let me get a hit. So I gave him the hit. When I gave him the hit, and the minute he pulled the stem from his mouth, he went out. And this is when I knew it wasn't a game. So I rushed to her. She had a very light, shallow pulse. So I went back to my uncle. So now both of these people I'm trying to save at the same time, and I'm going crazy. I'm screaming, I'm under a bridge, nobody's coming through, no bikers, no joggers, no nobody. And at the same time, I got the syringe top in my mouth. So I started doing CPR on my girl, and I'm going from my girl to my uncle, from my girl to my uncle. And I don't have a Narcan on me in sight. Now this is how God works in mysterious ways. I'm doing the CPR on my uncle. The top from my mouth falls inside his throat. A double whammy. So I takes my two fingers, grabs the top from his throat, pulls it out, keep doing CPR, to keep the oxygen on both of their brains. So if I stop that and wait, they're gonna die. As long as I continue to keep some oxygen flowing to their brain, they have a chance. I see this old couple who always be outside playing handling, picking up bottles. I runs to them. I says, do you have a Narcan? My uncle and my girl just overdosed. They says, yes. He runs over there. And luckily, they had 2 Narcans.
Wow, brother. Wow.
He administered them to each one of them. My uncle starts breathing, but he don't come fully around. My girl comes around. I sees an old wheelchair. The guy helps me place my uncle in the wheelchair. I pushed him all the way up the ramp by myself to Harlem Hospital. When he woke up, he didn't know what was going on. He just knew that he was soaking wet, he had a headache, and he was in a hospital. Later on, I tells him about it. And when I tell him about it, he was so amazed and he didn't know where it came from. I didn't know. Always use Narcan. Always have Narcan around.
Thank God for you, Mr. Jones. Thank God for you, man. Thank God for you, brother.
Don't ever get high by yourself. Don't be selfish. Don't take a sample and say to yourself, oh, let's all do the sample at one time. Do half of a bag. And wait for it to hit you. Don't all y'all get high at the same time. Because if it's that potent, none of y'all's gonna be able to save none of y'all. Be patient and make sure you have a Narcan on you at every time. This is gonna help you. And if it don't save you, it will save you, because you know for a fact that at least there's one. This is why I say don't get high all at the same time. Because if you only got one and there's 3 of y'all and y'all both, all 3 of y'all shoot up at the same time, and who knows, all y'all hit the same vein at the same time, and all y'all shoot up at the same time, and this shit is potent, it takes all of y'all out. But if one of y'all do it, and 2 of y'all wait, and that person go out, y'all able to save that person. So just be super safe.